to my allies, theys, and gays. This is Holly and Cass.
The Lesbian Lounge, and we're back. And we took a week off because we were just celebrating the egg hunting.
Yeah, we love Jesus.
That we do. There's no judgment
We
there.
do love some eggs.
Do we? Yeah, actually you do. I don't know. I feel like you make your eggs quite often the wee hours of the night, so yes. But
Snack.
It is a good snack, good protein, everything is there. Today we're going to dive into our love story yet again and the engagement. If you forgot how the Hazels became the Hazels and how Holly was clueless, the fact that I was going to propose, it was really cool that I did a good job of not fucking it up.
Yeah, you really did a good job.
We're going to set the scene going all the way back to our second apartment. Which one was that?
Courtyard Village.
Courtyard. We're getting ready to go off to California, and I had a box underneath our bed in the, what was it, suitcase?
Underneath your bed?
Yeah.
Or our bed?
Our bed. And this was in 2016 or 2015?
16, I thought.
Oh my God, I can't even remember all the years because we've been together so long. I feel like I'm just aging here. I'm just not gonna talk about the age.
Okay.
But I had the box in there and she did not realize what it was, but I think you opened it, right?
Before we left, I had to get something. I thought maybe it was under the bed, so then I opened up. Maybe I was looking for some type of paperwork. I don't know. Anyway, so I lifted up our thing, and there's a little box in there, and I said, oh, that's cute. Want to know who that's from? I was thinking maybe from like your grandparents or your parents at some point in time, and I opened it, and there was nothing in there, so I was like, oh, must be like an older ring of yours that you have or something.
You just got really British there.
Yeah.
I like that.
Welcome to it.
It's either British, country, you just don't know. But yeah, nothing. You didn't.
And I didn't tell you.
You didn't even, didn't ask me anything. Just went on as the day would, and we fly out to California. I tell my mom at the time, hey, I'm gonna get ready to propose to Holly, and she's, how are you gonna do it? And I was like, we're gonna do it at Disneyland. She goes, oh, that is no. So that idea got vetoed real fast, and Holly was like talking about before going to Disneyland because we had everything planned to go out.
I had never been.
We had never been, but had been planned to go like after Christmas Day. We were going to my family's stuff, and you had mentioned like it'd be really cool if you got engaged at Disneyland. I was like,
You thought it was cool too. Don't even
I
until
did.
Your mom said something. Don't even.
I did. It would have been so cliche, I think, but also I liked the way that we went things and switched it all up. And the proposal was so good. All of it. Everything that was planned could have gone wrong, went wrong. So would you like to take over what happened going into our wedding, or our wedding proposal?
I remember waking up that morning and you had made plans with 20 different people, and I was already stressed because how are we going to fit in visiting all of these people
I'm really good at that.
in one setting? So I was already overwhelmed, and then my stomach issues were happening, and so I just said, you go with your friends and I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, and it was actually with Lindsay. I was like, Lindsay couldn't go at that time. I like tried to push it back, and then my godmother was involved too. And I was like, this is just like going south. And then my mom's just give her some time. And I was like, Holly, I'm gonna need you to feel better. She finally did, but we did not get down to where I took her was Laguna Beach out in California. And so beautiful if you've never been there. The cliff like looks off into the water, and as soon as we got out of the car, what did you say then?
I don't even think I was out of the car yet, but I said, oh, when we get engaged, this would be so pretty to take pictures. We should come back.
Yeah. We're like,
did good.
we're walking down, and I'm looking at my godmother, and I was like, did she really just say that? I'm so glad that she's awake. She's alive. She had some just good vibes going. Holly was just really...
The beach immediately just...
lifted
Energy's
it up.
ready,
Lifted
yeah.
those eggs up.
Energy was ready.
Yes. And so we're walking down, and I'm like trying to get the ring in my pocket somewhere hidden, and I'm wearing like
It wasn't hidden.
No.
But I also am clueless and didn't really notice, so.
I was wearing like a maroon pullover type deal sweater, and
So gay.
it was very gay, and I wish I had something different. I'm trying to remember what you had on. It was like a cardigan, white tee, gray pants. Yeah, and then you had certain glasses, and you had your choker because you were in the choker days.
And I had like long blonde hair.
Yes, long hair. I think you were wearing Ray-Ban, like a style of Ray-Bans with the knockoffs. And we get down to the water, and Jackie and my mom are like, okay, go a little bit farther ahead. And I had to make the call to old Deb Sack and ask for the approval, which...
So you did it day of, or you...
I did it a couple days before. You were out with Jessica's and visiting a friend that lives out in California of hers from high school. And I was like making all the calls to ask for the can I marry your daughter moment. And
So shocked you did that so early.
I know, but hey, when you know.
I know, but you just knowing Deborah's reaction, I was just that's wild.
Can you imagine if I did not ask your mom? She would have been like, why the fuck did you? She wouldn't say fuck, because that's not Debbie, but
Right.
I'm putting those words in her mouth
You
for
are.
her.
You are.
But I think she would have been very disappointed to not then have given that opportunity. And regardless of her answer, I was still going to do.
Yes.
And I did. But it was very nerve-wracking. Rick was like, your stepdad, or dad, was like, yeah, that's fine. I wasn't really weird about it. And then we were going through this process of walking down the water and the sand. And we had flipped
I do
around.
believe you said, we need to go look over here so I can show you my grandparents where they used to stay or something.
Yeah, I did. Actually, good point. But before that, we took some cute pictures, I think, on the rocks, right? We like did a little dip ski, and I didn't drop you, you didn't drop me. It was all good.
Yes.
We're strolling down sand. Do you remember all the things I said, or was it like a blur?
I know, all I know is you said, can we walk in the dry sand? And I said no. That I like the way
Like
it felt.
hard no.
I said I like the way it feels between my toes.
And I was just like, fuck a duck. I'm like, I'm gonna have to
And you
figure
were
out.
also talking all like nervous, like you definitely could tell something was maybe brewing, but I didn't realize that was brewing.
It was coming out, and I was like, this is gonna be like word vomit where it just happens. But then finally I slowed her down real slow. And I was having a shaky voice. And I asked you to be my wife.
You did.
Can you imagine if you would have said no? I'm like, oh fuck.
I definitely blacked out. It was the wildest thing.
Yeah.
I remember like looking at the ocean and the sun and all blending. It was so beautiful. And then and then you asked me, and I was like, is this real? What
Yeah.
a moment.
Yeah. Okay, now like putting that back together, do you remember the box? Like when you saw it, you're like, oh, that's what that was for.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I still can't believe you didn't realize it. I got so lucky. It was a great time. Everything was perfect besides my wet knee from being in the sand.
God forbid she has a wet knee at the beach.
Could be a lot worse, right? Could have sand in my butt crack, but
Yeah, nobody got time for that.
no. But we took our engagement photos down there, did the whole 9 yards, made some phone calls. Who was your first phone call or first text message?
Gosh, I don't even know. Definitely probably Chris, your mom.
Yeah, one of the two for sure. We went up to some place to eat. I don't know what it was, but it had a great view. I just remember eating some guacamole. And
Was that the Bloody Mary bar thing
Maybe.
that we went to?
Maybe. I'm trying to remember, because you do love a good bloody.
Yeah, and they had all the shit you could put in it.
Bacon, a wang.
A bird.
Everything, literally. Okay, so we had that, enjoyed the time. I think that trip for me was one of the highlights, but our wedding day definitely beats our proposal, but like second.
But it was pretty great.
It was pretty great. I was pretty great. Hiding it. I am like notorious for throwing off my surprises, and I just can't contain myself. And I tell her, like, if it's Christmas, I just gotta tell her like 2 days before.
Do you want your gift?
But really, so then we are deciding. A lot of people ask, like, whose name did you take and why? For me, I did not like the sound of Kaz James anymore. When I was a teacher, I was like, oh, Coach James sounds awful. Like that. Ugh.
Sounds straight.
It sounds very straight. It sounds very manly, and I want it to be a little more femme presenting, even though I'm more masked nowadays. But yeah,
We could have had some cool names together if we would have had, let's see, if we had my stepdad's last name, Kaz Kimker. Holly James sounded like a porn star.
Oh, Holly James to the stage.
Although I had people ask me if Holly Hazel is my real name because they said that doesn't sound like a real name. Okay, what else would we have? Diaz.
Diaz was pretty slapping.
That would have been cool if you had your dad's last name. And then I feel like we're missing
Combined them all.
Holly Diaz.
Holly
Cass
James
Hazel.
Diaz. You know how people like hyphenate that shit? I had another one on my social security and it was Violi at one point, and I was like, when the fuck did I get that last name? And I'm like, why is it still here? It's not even my father. So we had to veto that shit real fast because my mom never took care of that, I guess, when I was a kid, and that was a whole ordeal, so we won't go there. But I think any name that we took was going to be spot on, but I think the Hazel Beans is definitely a moment. So we did end up taking Holly's last name. The process of it for people is, fuck that, I don't want to do it, and I get it, but I really like my name. Cass Hazel. A little violin.
Little two Z's. That's
Yes, yes. Now fast forward to all of the stuff, and we're gonna give you like a series on these things because if you don't know anything about the Hazels, we are huge partiers.
Yes.
Or was back in the day.
You still enjoy a party. You're just sober now.
Yeah, sober Nancy over here, and I still have a great time.
Sober Nancy does not go together.
Okay, what do you want to give it to me?
Sober Sally, I don't know.
All right, fuck. It just came on.
Sober Shanae.
Wow, I don't think I could go with that one, but love to party.
Yes.
We both love to party. We love a
We
wild
like to
hair.
entertain. We like to have guests.
We do love to have guests. Holly is a person that likes to peer pressure, so she's really good at that. And then we just had so many things. Everybody just wanted to shower us with love. Like, what gay doesn't get a bunch of love?
It was really great.
Our
friends really pulled through. Like, you just felt like the love and excitement that they had for us.
Yes. So we had a lot of different things, but the only one that we're going to talk about today, and you have to come back in the next lounge, is our float trip. Do you want to explain what a float trip is? Because when I first met you, I was like, what the fuck are we going on? A float? What?
Yeah, so in Missouri, there's other places as well you can go, but in Missouri, we go down and we go camping and we use either a raft, canoe, or kayak, and we spend the day, usually 7 hours. You can do 7 miles, you can do 14. 14 really tests your friendship. And
like
your
you're
relationships, really.
You get the fucking boot. We've been on somewhere. It's
We will never float with you again.
You know who you are.
You're float trip material or you're not.
Yeah. You pick it up really fast of who's coming back with us. And there's some people we will just never ask again.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And I will say, people might see you and be like, you're a camper. If we look back when Holly had long hair and just was very, I mean, you are girly presenting still, regardless, but if I was looking on the outside in and be like, that girl camps, she looks like she would be a priss.
I was one with the water baby and the nature.
Yeah, no, love it. We've done our own float trips by ourselves. We have kayaked. We've done an actual like raft float with everybody.
I feel like rafts are good with groups to keep you together. And then I like whenever we go with like us or just a small group, kayaking.
Yeah, I do love a good kayak.
Just patiently waiting to get my own.
Just fucking create a GoFundMe. Just put it
Your
in.
girl's birthday's coming up and she's seen a hot pink kayak that she would really love. If you want to contribute.
What the fuck is this? You got a little flap over there, a little wing?
If you want to contribute.
I do love a float. I really cannot recall this float trip. I know that's bad, but there was just so many. So I'm like trying to piece back which time, but I know we had a lot of people on this. Like I can't give you every single little detail. I just know that there was a lot of people involved.
The people that came out was really great.
It was a great time.
It was a great time.
I could do a float trip with this group. I don't think there was anybody in that group that was like...
I feel like everybody was float trip material in that group.
Everybody wanted to make sure the Hazels were having a great time. But also, I just really think that this float trip was not like all centered around us. It was for everybody to have a very good time. And when you do have big groups like we've done and this one, it can make people really fucking hateful. But that is one thing I do remember. 8 or 9 o'clock, we are fucking getting on the damn bus. We're not waiting to get there at 9. We have to be there before 9.
Or 11. Like I'm not a morning person, but on a float trip day, my ass will be up. The birds are singing. The sun's shining.
I know. I usually was taking like a couple shots at 8 a.m. just because it's float trip time. You crack something and you're going. It's summer. I am ready to tan. I'm ready to burn this bod. Grandma, don't worry. I wear my sunscreen now. Do what?
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 Nothing.
You ready to fuck shit up?
Yeah.
There is one game that I do want Holly to bring up that is the bee's knees. Do you know what game I'm talking about?
Louisville Chugger.
Oh man, there was one time on another float trip that I thought it was so fucking cool, and I ate shit.
At least you didn't throw the bat at someone.
Yes, you have done that. That is one of the games that we play, or we played land pong. The fuck is a land pong? We put the cups on the land and you play.
But they're like big buckets.
Yeah, but now we're gonna have to get new ones because they have broken it and just ruined.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyways. Float trip, what is your favorite meal to have?
I'm just kind of like a weenie kind of gal on a float.
Yeah.
Slap me a weenie on the thing and
It's the only
a
time you like
burger.
wiener.
Just all around good camp food.
Yep, you have to love that. I am a big breakfast person. Since we have practiced this so much and done so many float trips, I've really stepped my game up with bringing the food and protein cows, of course. I'm gonna have all of the meals. I'm gonna have my balls, protein balls, that is.
Raccoons have stole her protein balls in the past, so
Yeah.
they are a hit at the campsite.
Yes, they are. All of the people that have floated with us, they're like, Kaz, are you bringing your protein balls? And I'm like, as long as I have them sealed. And I need you to know this. If you go on a float trip, make sure you put your shit in the car in a container because...
Even if it has zippers, they will unzip it.
Oh my God.
They are smart.
Yes, they are.
It's not their first float trip.
No, it is not, boys and girls. But I had a great time, and we will be talking about, we have, I want to say 3 more parties.
We'll do our bachelorette trip to Vegas.
That was
Don't
great.
want to miss out on that. And then we'll
Bring
do
photos.
We'll do our bachelorette, our
Bridal showers.
Yeah, bridal showers.
Because we had to do 2 of those.
Yeah, but I mean, it was great.
So much showered love, gay love.
Yeah, we really were so showered.
We were. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. We will be having some guests on. So this series that we're talking about, all of our engagement parties and everything that we've done, it will be sprinkled because we do have Shelby, one of our hairstylists, that's going to be coming on and speaking with her. And then possibly another one that we're going to randomly throw in there possibly, just see if it works out. Stay tuned for our next episode. And as always, we always want to ask you to what, babe?
Pull up a seat.
And let's grow together.
Yeah.